everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I'm going to do a really quick colouring chat today, probably only about half an hour long, but I thought we'd just have a little catch up, and I'm going to be colouring in Fragile World again. So the page I've picked this time, I've just took it out the book so it's easier to colour. I've picked this little, I don't know how to pronounce it, is it an Ammo Leopard or something like that? And I thought I would base him in Neocolour 2s because I've not used them in a while, and I recently saw Colour Me Stress Free getting the Neocolour 2s out, and I thought, you know what, I've not done anything with those in such a long time, so I thought I'd just base this little guy and then leave it to dry and then go in with coloured pencils at a later date. So we'll base this, and we'll actually, I think I'm going to base the sky with Distress ink, I'm thinking. So this one's going to be based in Caran d'Ache Neocolour 2 and the sky in the Distress ink. So yeah, summer holidays guys, it's all fun and games. So my partner actually had that week off I was talking about the other week, and we did go to quite a few places, which was nice. So I'll show you some pictures of where we've been in a minute, but I'm just going to show you what colours I've picked out for this, and I'm going to mix them. I'm going to mix this yellow because it is quite bright, this yellow. I don't have the whole range of Neocolour 2s, you see, and these are sort of the only yellows that I've got. I've got nothing more muted or ochre type. So this one is golden yellow, this one is just yellow, and then I've pulled out these sort of browny, and this is a flesh colour just to mix in. So we've got flesh, we've got raw sienna, and I've got this cinnamon colour just for in the really darkest areas. So where it's shadowed, say like here where it's more grayscaled, and under his chin here, I might go in with a bit of that. But I'm going to mix these yellows into this raw sienna. So that's what I'm doing. So I thought I'd quickly explain that just in case anyone's interested, but it is just a colouring chat, this one, not a colour along, unfortunately. I can't really do colour alongs in the summer holidays. I'm going to start with this sienna in the darkest areas first. I'm going to put it straight on the paper, you don't have to, you can put it on a palette first and then lift it off if you want, but I'm just going to put all the colour down where I want it, and then I'm going to activate it on the paper, then I can merge those colours together and let them bleed into each other. That's what I'm going to do. So yeah, where did we go first? We went to the local park, which I don't know if I put some pictures on of that. I went to local park and I dragged Nana along, so that was quite nice. And then we went to Blue Planet Aquarium, which was amazing. I've never been to that aquarium before. I've been to a different aquarium which was smaller and quite a bit rubbish, but this one was amazing. This aquarium was amazing. So there was a big tunnel that you could walk through, and it was called a shark tunnel, and there was just all swimming above us. The first time that we went through, there was actually divers inside the tank, because what you can do as well at this aquarium, you can pay for, I think it's called a shark experience, and you can pay to go in and swim with the sharks. Now, I wouldn't do that in a million years. I wouldn't bait loop phone. I'm just scared of water, to be honest. I wouldn't do that, but it was fun watching them. I think it's something like £200 for the shark experience per person if you wanted to get in the tank with the sharks. Someone had obviously done it on that day because they was there. But yeah, my daughter and well, all of us loved that. We went through the shark tunnel twice. And then they have like an arena as well, where they have a big glass tank arena, and they do little shows in there as well. There was a dive show at a certain time, but my daughter wouldn't sit and wait for it, so we was just walking around to all the different tanks and having a look. And yeah, it was really, really good. It was really good, and it did start getting a bit warm inside at one point. So once we'd seen everything, we went outside to the picnic benches to have our sandwiches, and then there was like a little play area for the kids outside as well, and there was some herons outside as well. They are herons, aren't they? I'll put pictures up anyway as I'm talking about it. I'll pop all my pictures up. I try not to put the kids on YouTube really, but I'll put all the sort of pictures where they're not looking face on at the camera, or just pictures of the fish. But my eldest daughter was smitten with the little clownfish that looked like Finding Nemo, and because we took loads of pictures, she wants me to paint the clownfish for her bedroom. So I've just printed, this is the picture I took, and I've just printed it out at home on my printer paper, so I can use it as a reference and do a painting for a bedroom. So I'm going to do that in my acrylic gouache at some point. It's really cute. I love this coral. It is called coral, isn't it? I love it. You can't see on this picture because it's bad quality, my printer, but you can see all little like textures on it. I think you can see on this one the best. It's like little lined textures on top, slightly different colour. So I'm going to attempt that on a piece of the Paul Rubin watercolour paper that I've got for a bedroom, and get a little frame for it just so it don't get damaged in there. But yeah, I thought I'd do that. Right, I'm going to go in with the slightly lighter colour now everywhere. That has gone all over me. I'm not dirty, guys, that is the crayon. Just in case anyone's wondering. Oh dear God. Right, so yeah. So I think I'm pretty much going to go everywhere with this colour, and then I'm going to mix in a bit of the yellow into the gaps I've left. So very roughly I'm doing this, because once you get that water on it, it's going to be fine anyway. I think on these leopards, when I've, you know, looked at a reference picture, I forgot what it looks like around the nose area. But there is some white on them around one of the paws or down the feet somewhere. I think there's a bit of white. I don't know how I'm going to approach that yet, whether I'll do it with a Posca pen at the end or whether I'll do it with a white acrylic gouache, because this is a snowy scene anyway. So once I've coloured everything, I'm then going to go in, I'm thinking because the large areas of snow, I think I will go in with the white acrylic gouache for that. So I'm just going over it with this colour for now, because I will be going over it in white. It doesn't have to stay the white of the paper, do you know what I mean? There's probably going to be a bit of white around the sides of the nose underneath here as well, I imagine. But I can always put it in with the Posca or the acrylic paint, like I say. It's not a problem. So there we go. There's something so mindless about basing something this way, because you're not having to be perfect. You're just literally scribbling it on. And it's the same when I was doing the water background with the Neocolor, with the Inktense, doing Inktense. That was the same, mindless, just whack the colour down and then put everything into it later, sort of thing. All the details with a pencil. So yeah, it's quite fun. Where else did we go? Oh, we went to the farm. It was called Applecast Farm. And you can buy a bag of food and you can go around and feed them. They had wallabies. I was well shocked. They had wallabies. I was calling them kangaroos at first. They obviously weren't kangaroos, they were smaller than that. Wallabies, I was like, wow, I've got them, because we're in the UK. They don't, like, farms don't tend to have them things over here. There was wallabies, there was turkeys, there was donkeys, cows, sheep, pigs, goats. There was alpacas. What else was there? There was owls, 3 different types of owls. And then on certain days they have a petting corner as well, but they didn't have it on the day that we went. So for the petting corner, they let you hold the little animals like the rabbits and stuff like that, but unfortunately it wasn't on the day that we went. But oh, there was a beautiful horse. There was the most beautiful horse with most gorgeous mane. Oh, I'll have to put a picture on of that. It was beautiful. So yeah, that's what we've done on my partner's first week off. He's back at work now for 2 weeks, and then he's off for the last week of the summer holidays before the kids go back to school. So hopefully the weather picks up, because we've had the worst summer we've had the worst summer. It's done nothing but rain. I think it's the first summer that the kids have been off school where we've not had the paddling pool out in the back garden. It has been horrible. So I'm hoping that when my partner has that other week off, that it's nice and sunny, because they really want to go to the beach, the kids. And I was like, well, we can't really go to the beach when it's raining. It's a bit like, yeah. I'm going to use this flesh colour now around the mouth area, I think, because it would be a bit lighter around there. I don't know, I just feel like randomly putting a few colours down here and there, maybe a bit on the leg. But now I'm going to mix in these yellows. I'm going to go for this one, which is golden yellow, and I'm gonna, obviously I want the browns and the yellows to mix to make more of an ochre yellow. I don't want this bright yellow. That's why I've mixed it all together so it like merges in. Hopefully it won't be too mudded. If it goes muddy, I can fix it, because once it's all dry I can go over the top with pencils and cover it up. It'll be fine. But I'm just trying to get as much done like this as I can, I think, because it just makes it a bit easier. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so the kids really want to go to the beach. If it's raining, there's 2 zoos that we can go to. If it's raining, there's like a safari park one. Knowsley Safari Park it's called, and we can drive through in the car, so you can stay in your car. If it's raining, it doesn't matter. And then the other zoo is called Chester Zoo, and that's where you get out your cars for that one. So if it's nice and sunny, we'll go to Chester Zoo. If it's raining and horrific that week, we'll go to Knowsley Safari Park and, you know, go through in the car instead. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's quite, I'm hoping that brown really dulls down this yellow into a nice colour, because it's, at the moment, this is looking horrific. I might just have to fix it with my coloured pencils and find some colours that actually match what I'm going for, because at the minute, yeah, it's not it. But you know, all could change, we'll see. Let's put some colour down here. Let's get a bit more on his head. I feel like it'd be a bit more darker on his head there. Maybe. Should we get it activated and just see what's what? I think we should. Let's get this over with. So, I'm just using my normal paintbrushes. I've got the, I use these for my little paintings, the silver black velvet brushes, number 4. I like a number 4. It's a brush size that I feel really comfortable with, because it's not too big where you can't get into the little areas as well. It's like just a nice size. So I'm going out. I've got some water I'm dipping into. I've got a cloth, like a microfiber cloth at the side of me, where I can just get any splodges off my brush. Should we start with the face where it's the smallest area? Let's go in with the ears. And let's just see here. Dab your brush off at the side. So it will be just all washy, this, because it is just a base layer. I'm not going to leave it however it is. It will be gone over with my coloured pencils. I'm thinking about using my Chromaflow, Derwent Chromaflow on this one, just because they're quite a softer pencil, which I think will go over this nicely. But I think get that brown into it. I don't think it's too bad. But we'll see. Obviously the nose and things I'm going to go in with a black coloured pencil there. I'm not going to do it with near colour too, because there's no point. We'll just go straight in with a black pencil there. Can go over all that snow, not bothered about that. That's being gone over with acrylic paint at some point. Yeah, so I don't know where else we can go. We've got, yeah, oh, the other day as well, my sister-in-law took the kids to the soft play. soft play, so they went there for a bit. I don't think there's anywhere else we can go now, so I was thinking about going to the cinema one day this week. Obviously my partner's not home from work, but it would be me on my own, and it's risking it really, because it's hit and miss with the cinema with them. Obviously, if you watch my channel, you know 2 of my kids have got additional needs, but it's my youngest girl with autism that really has the problem sitting down in the cinema. If something really engages her, if a movie really engages her, she can be good and sit still. She can be a bit clingy. She'll come and move, you know, move seat to seat, but normally just, you know, within our, within our row at the cinema that we're sat on. If she's totally disengaged with a movie and she doesn't like it, she will run around the whole of the cinema and be disruptive. So I'm a bit like, should I risk it? I'll be on my own. I won't have my partner there to help. There's a chance we'd have to walk out of the cinema if she started off really badly. So I'm just like, should I risk it? I don't know. But the film I was thinking about taking and watching was, I don't know if it's out in your country or you've heard of it, Elemental or Elementals. It's an animation. It reminds me, the little cartoons in it remind me of the movie Inside Out. It looks like the same sort of little characters. But yeah, it's called Elementals, I think, or Elemental, whichever way. Well, it's not too bad this, because when I get the coloured pencil on top, I can really accentuate some more brown darker areas, and then bring in those ochre pencils over the top, because you've got to understand this is just getting rid of all the white of the paper really. But like I said, this paper's holding up quite well at the moment. It's not pilling at the moment. Sometimes it can do, but the paper's not pilling at the moment. I am trying to be careful with the amount of water that I'm putting down, but if you're worried, if you're ever worried about it, you can gesso the page first. And this is a really nice gesso. I use it for my Pantone painting cards, and it's a clear gesso by Liquitex. It's one of the cheaper brands. You can get it on Amazon. So that's quite nice to use if you're scared about the amount of water you're using on a colouring page. You just put it on thin layer, spread it out with a brush, and leave it to dry for 24 hours before going in to do the page. And that's normally alright. That's the snow, so I'm not bothered about that really. Wet the brush again. I think my daughter might be coming upstairs, so if you hear any shouting or any wildness, any loud iPads, that's what it is, guys. Summer holidays. Expect nothing less now from all my videos in the summer holidays. You will hear children and noise and iPads and screaming and shouting in the background. But that's real life, isn't it? It's real life. It's not staged. There's no point trying to cut it out. I've been getting bits of school uniforms as well. Every time I go to the supermarket, I'm coming back with another pack of school shirts or a pack of skirts or a pack of tights or something. They wear uniforms over here in the UK, but they're so expensive to keep buying. It's ridiculous, really. They wear those, they wear blazers, you see. In high school, they wear blazers. Let's get that little bit there. I think this will look really nice when it's all done. Really nice. I've been putting off these pages. There's 2 pages that are side by side in this book. There's this Ammo, what did I call it? Oh god, I forgot the name of it. Ammo something, whatever this big cat is. And then on the other side, there's a red panda, sorry. Red Panda, and that's it's like a snowy scene as well. And I've been putting it off. I don't know why I've been putting off doing these 2 pages. I think it is just the amount of snow on them, because I was thinking I'm just going to have to start painting that in, or poskering it all in. If you look at the branches up here, all these branches have got big snow patches on top of them as well. The other page I've been putting off in this book is is it a mandrill? Is it called a mandrill? It's like a monkey. It looks like a monkey. I don't know. I'm not good with animal names. They're all written in the back of the book. Gives you a reference to what they're called, but I still forget. I have a look and then go on about killing each other on games. I've no idea. They're playing Roblox. Oh dear. I've just had Ratatouille on for them. You know that movie, Ratatouille? I love it, me. I love that movie. And there's another movie what I love as well, but they won't watch it. It's called Flushed Away. It's called Flushed Away. I love that movie, but they won't watch that. You know what else they won't watch? Casper. Do you know that movie, Casper, with a ghost? They won't watch that. I loved that when I was growing up. I loved it. So all that is activated now, and it's all very wet, so I'm not going to go over this with pencils right now. But you can see how for a base layer that's all right. Then when we get all the pencil detailing on top, I think it'll look fantastic. And then obviously right at the end, when we got all the colour all this in with the paint, all the snow on top, I think it's going to be a really nice page actually. So with the distress inks, again, it's just going to be a base. So it's just going to be something to cover up all the white space, and then I'll be going in over the top with pencils. So I'm thinking down here you can sort of see the cut off. So you can see this line here where this would be where the animals stood. So this would be the ground. And then anything above this line here, beneath the trees, anything above there is sky. So I'm going to base all the top bit with a blue distress ink and this bottom bit with a sort of brownish tone. Because it's all going to be filled with snow anyway, so it's just like a base layer. It's getting rid of all the white space and that's it. So we'll do the bottom bit first. I'm going to go in with, I'm going to start off light and then add some darker browns. So I'm going to start off with the tea dye, I think. See that tea dye? I'm going to start off with that. I've got a nice clean brush. I don't know where my other brush, what I used with this colour, has gone at all, but it doesn't feel, it looks wet, but it doesn't feel like it's giving off much, this. I don't know. Let me just test it at the side of here. Yeah, it's not really, I don't know, it's alright actually. So anywhere here, just be mindful of, well, I'm being mindful of where I've just wet all the paper with the near colours. But yeah, I have a sort of love-hate relationship with distress inks. I think they can be quite hard to use, and they're quite hit and miss as well. Like, I get mine off Amazon, and I don't know whether it's the best place to get them. It's probably not. And I've had some that have come and they're really juicy, and some that are really dry and you can't get anything off them. And even the ones that come that are really juicy, I find that within sort of 4 weeks, they're not anymore and they've dried up, and I think, I don't know, is there a trick to keeping them juicy? I do keep them upside down, so I don't store them this way, I store them that way, because apparently that helps, but it doesn't seem to do anything for me. doesn't seem to do anything. So I'm going to add some darker browns over the top now. So the other brown that I've got, which is similar, is Vintage Photo. So let's see how juicy this one is. I'm going to use the same brush because it's still a brown tone, it'll be fine. This might be a bit darker. Add a bit more pizzazz to it. Yeah, that's better. You know what, I could have even based this dude with Distress Inks, but I thought I want to use the Neocolor 2s because I've not used them in ages. They've just been in this tub, like I keep them in this little tub on my trolley or caddy, and this is the only colours I've got. So I've not got the full range, but that's because I've not bothered to get the full collection because I barely use them. I barely use them. Right, so that's where I want to be with that. Let's whack a bit in the centre there. So everything above here now is sky, so everything above I'm going to base in blues. I'm just hoping my blue Distress Inks work because, like I say, I've not had them out and I've never had them out hardly. So I will have to test them on a piece of paper. This one says shaded lilac, but it looks more like, it just looks like a blue, so I'm going to test it out. Look how it looks quite dry. It looks very dry. This is what I mean, and I've not really used these. Look at that, there's nothing coming off it. I think actually this was the colour that came dry. I've never used this because it actually rocked up dry. I'm sure of it. Yeah, I can't get nothing off that. I wonder what happens if you put it directly. No, look how dry it is. Look how dry it is. Absolutely horrific. And that came like that. I've never used it. So, you know, this is the love-hate relationship. I know you can get some sort of solution to... Can you get some sort of solution to make them juicy again? I'm not sure. I don't know if it's worth it because... What's this one? Tumbled glass. Let's see if this works. Oh, is that supposed to come out of there so loose? This one's a Distress... Yeah, Distress Ink, this one. And then I've got a Distress Oxide, which the Oxide ones are supposed to be better if you want to activate them with water, like if you want to do the effect with water. See, these are even dry. That's not giving off. I'm really digging in. And oh, it's giving off a bit better now. I might use that. Let me just check what the Distress Oxide's like, because this is my Distress Oxide Faded Jeans. Let's see how juicy this one is. I'll use a clean brush on this one. And it does look like this is juicy. I might use this one. So, oh, that's a lot juicier, but it's a lot dark. You know what? I'll use both together because one's a lot lighter, one's a lot darker. So, yeah, I'll go in with the lighter one first. If I feel I want to put some darker blue in certain areas, I will, but I might just put the light one down while it's a base. Yeah, I'm a bit weary of... That's the reference picture I used for the whale the other day. But yeah, I'm a bit weary. Right, let's start with a lighter colour then. Which one was the lighter? Distress Ink. Where is it? This was the lighter shade that's falling off everywhere. I need to glue that back onto there. That's ridiculous. Right, I need to try and get into this tiny little gap here without going over my animal. I keep calling it an animal now because I've completely forgot what it's called. Completely forgot. By the time we've finished, this is going to be all over me. See, this looks nice. This looks like an ice, like in sort of ice blue. Yeah, I think I might just stick to this colour, you know. I think the other one might have been a bit too dark for a base. Because it is a snowy scene as well. Everywhere would look white and clear and quite bright, wouldn't it? I'm not bothered about going over any of those tree branches because brown pencils will go over this blue easily. So I'm not worried about any of that. So yeah, this blue is called Tumbled Glass. This is the one I've used. Tumbled Glass Distress Ink. I'm not going to put any of the darker one down. I think it'll be too much, too dark. Where should I put my hand? Almost done. See how fast you can get sort of a page, well, it's not a page done, but you get rid of all that white space and it feels like you've not much more to do on the page. It's less daunting. Less daunting. So that is all my base colours. So I'm going to head off now. So I can't go in with pencils over the top of this now until it's completely dry. I'm not fussed that I've gone over this little bit with the Distress ink because of course that is a bit of snow which is going to be painted over with a white acrylic paint. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you how I start a page by basing it. So this is the Neocolor 2s, the background is the Distress ink, and then at some point I'll be adding all the pencil details in over the top. So I hope this has been a nice little catch up for you. I'm sorry I couldn't stay on longer and do any more to this page, but some holidays really restricts what I can do on YouTube. But in September we'll all be back to normal. So do enjoy your summer holidays if you've got your kiddies off as well. Go and do some fun things. Hopefully you've got better weather than us and you can get in the garden, in the pool and other fun stuff outside. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please do hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.